Welcome to Season 4 of My Wife the Dietitian, a fun, evidence-based weekly podcast about nutrition and healthy living.
Today, we're learning all about fat and how it affects inflammation in our body. Sandra even has a quiz for us, so stick around and test your knowledge.
Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. Welcome to My Wife the Dietitian. Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Rob.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
What do we got on the plate today?
Oh, well, we've got another quiz for Rob.
Oh, my quizzes. I love my quizzes.
Rob doesn't even know what we're talking about today.
No, I don't know what we're talking about half the time. That's what makes it fun. It makes it genuine and authentic that way, because I'm just like all the other people out there who are like, what does that mean? If I come into this all prepared, then it's not authentic.
True.
Right? There we go. I'm just trying to do the best for the people.
Yeah. I am facilitating a gut health group soon, and I have a few questions that I wanted to try out on you.
I'm the guinea pig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to get people thinking about our nutrition and gut health and how it impacts our overall health. So, number 1, which of the following can be a sign of poor gut health? A, bloating or irregular bowel movements. B, brain fog or trouble concentrating. C, skin issues like eczema or acne.
All of the above.
D, all of the above.
Oh, yeah. I'm on to you.
You know it.
I do.
You know it.
I know a little bit, but yeah, no, that's, I've heard of all that.
And we talked to Prajakta Apte, Right Nutrition Works, all about leaky gut and the permeable intestinal lining and how that can happen and what to do about it. So this is a bit of just a small little snippet of that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like all those things, a lot of our, we don't think of skin issues.
No, exactly. And a lot of times you don't think of brain fog being related to gut issues either.
Exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's all connected.
Mm-hmm. One thing that's not on the question that could have been is the increasing prevalence of allergies in kids.
Oh, right.
It can be a sign of poor gut health.
Oh, okay.
Kind of the hygiene hypothesis. I think we did an episode on that.
We did. Yeah, I remember that.
Where everything is so clean and we got antibacterial soap and antibiotics and all of those things that are killing all the bugs can impact our gut health and affect the diversity of the microbiome.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, number 2. What dietary habit can negatively impact gut bacteria and worsen inflammation? A, eating fermented foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, and yogurt. B, drinking water or tea throughout the day. C, eating a higher fiber diet. D, eating ultra-processed foods and foods with added sugar that can disrupt your gut microbiome and increase systemic infection. Oh, I just gave it away.
I don't think you gave it away, honey. That one is pretty obvious. These are pretty easy questions.
Okay.
Do you think they're easy for everyone, or is it just because I kind of understand stuff? Because that seemed like a no-brainer. But I'd like to think that most people would get that question, right?
As D? Eating ultra-processed foods?
Well, as soon as you said, I just knew the first 3 were good for you, so we're not bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, it must be D. Again.
Well, there is a bit of a disclaimer or caveat here.
Okay.
As I was doing this, I'm like, well, if someone's in the active, like they have inflammation, like gut inflammation.
Like if they're having symptoms or issues or whatever around that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, the high fiber diet might not be helpful.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. If someone's having like IBS symptoms and very, irritable bowel, or an active inflammation of colitis or Crohn's, This is more for kind of maintenance, and if things are stable with
their gut health.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kind of more like preventative maintenance.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to mention that though.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And then after the quiz, we're going to kind of highlight some of these foods and ways to help.
Okay.
Like with anti-inflammatory foods.
All right then.
Okay. Number 3, which nutrient is key for supporting skin health, brain clarity, and gut lining repair? A, vitamin C. B, omega-3 fats. C, iron. And D calcium.
Omega-3?
Yeah.
Oh,
good
there you
job.
go.
Yeah.
I don't know that I related that to all of them, but I know it's good for your brain. So I kind of cued off that one.
Oh.
So what were the other ones it's good for? Your skin health?
Yep.
Yeah.
And hence the gut lining repair.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that sounds familiar, but it just wasn't on the tip of my brain, ironically.
Right. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? So if you think of omega-3s, they can reduce inflammation and support the brain and the gut and skin health.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know.
And speaking of omega-3s, where do we find those?
I always think fish. That's my first thought when I think of omega-3s. It's fish. But they are in other places as well.
Yeah, they sure are. Yeah, fatty fish, the smash.
Right. That's all the small fish we should be eating. It stands for sardines, mackerel, anchovies, salmon, and herring.
Good job. Yeah.
Sandra always makes me do that.
Those small fish, because they are lower on the food chain, so they don't have the bioaccumulation of the heavy metals like mercury, and a lot of times they're canned with bones, so their bones are small and soft, and they get all, you can basically
mush them up and eat them,
and they are in with the meat. When you're making a salmon salad sandwich, you just mush those up, and you can put a little bit of mayo with that to have that a really absorbable calcium from the bones. So the smash fish are excellent to offer some healthy fats. Question. Oh, I have one more question.
Okay.
You know that fast food is loaded with fat?
I do.
Can you pick the item with the least?
Like just off the top of my head, or are you going to give me options?
I'm going to give you options.
Oh, okay.
4 options.
Okay.
A single patty hamburger. B, a filet of fish sandwich. C, 6 chicken nuggets. Or D, 2 slices of pepperoni pizza.
Which one has the least amount of fat?
Yes.
Like overall fat or saturated fat?
Overall.
Probably the fish.
Beep.
No, wrong. Okay.
That has the most.
So the fish has the most?
The filet of fish has the most.
Isn't that what you asked? Which one has the most?
Which item has the least?
Oh, the least. Okay. Well, I got the question I was thinking. I got that right. So fish has the most. Which has the least? Probably the single, probably the chicken nugget things.
You were right the first time.
Oh, the hamburger?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Single patty burger has an average of 10 grams of fat. The filet of fish sandwich has 23 grams.
And the irony there is I don't know if they always had the filet of fish, but when they added it, I don't know. I think they added it to make people think that was a healthy option on the menu. It's like, oh, we're serving fish. That's the healthy option. But really, it's not as healthy as fat-wise anyway.
Oh, exactly. Especially the deep fried. It's breaded,
yeah, exactly.
It's deep fried.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the great way to eat fish.
No.
You're almost negating the health benefits of...
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So let me just continue here.
Sorry.
The 6 chicken nuggets has 18 grams of fat.
And it's not from the chicken, though. It's from the coating, right?
Both.
Because the piece of chicken, like if it was just a piece of white breasted chicken compared to the hamburger, I would think the hamburger would have more fat. But as soon as you coat it in all that deep fried garbage, then it makes the chicken not so good anymore.
Yeah, so it's better to get grilled.
Yes,
You
always.
know, grilled instead of breaded.
Breaded
Is
or
the other option.
crunchy is going to
Right.
be is going to be deep fried and all that.
Exactly. I mean, if this is a regular
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully it isn't. Because that's probably not a good thing either.
No.
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, it can definitely impact your gut health and overall arteries, your cardiovascular health.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And your liver, like, cholesterol and liver issues. Okay, the last one, 2 slices of pizza, pepperoni pizza, is 14 grams.
And so that's in between the chicken and the hamburger.
Yeah, the single patty burger has 10. The filet of fish has 23. The chicken nuggets has 18, and the pepperoni pizza has 14.
I sort of thought the pizza might be a bit higher than that because of the cheese and the pepperoni itself is kind of fatty.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So just a little recap on fats.
Okay.
There's 3 types of fats, 3 categories. So polyunsaturated fat, monounsaturated fat, and saturated fat.
Right.
And trans fats too, which are kind of man-made.
Okay.
But they differ because of the chemical structure.
Okay.
So, and all fats are made up of a combination of all 3 with a predominating one type of fat, if that makes sense. For instance, olive oil, it's mainly monounsaturated fat.
Okay.
With some polyunsaturated fat and a little saturated fat.
And that's the natural makeup of olive oil.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats are ones that we could increase more of to help with like anti-inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
So oils, fish, so polyunsaturated fats, fish, and nuts and seeds.
Okay.
And monounsaturated fats, primarily from olive oil, peanut oil, canola oil, nuts and seeds, avocado, and olives.
Okay. I'm just trying to absorb. I'm trying to pay attention and absorb. That's why I'm not saying much.
That's okay. I know it's a lot. Sorry.
This is always confusing for me, so I'm just trying to take it in this time.
Okay. So trans fats are man-made. They have hydrogenated liquid, so plant-based fats into a solid. So plant-based fats usually are not solid at room temperature. So when you see the hard stick margarines, steer clear. Do not buy them. They're usually pretty cheap, not good for your arteries, not good for any part of your health.
Oh, okay.
So those are not good. There are some hydrogenated or trans fats in baked goods and deep fried fatty foods. So that's another thing that can affect our inflammation. It can be not so good for our health, and it's very high in fat.
That's the trans fat stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So you think of that filet of fish, probably has some trans fats in there.
And where does, you talk about omega-3 and omega-6, and one of those is, can you explain the difference in how that's all related to this little fat puzzle?
Yeah, omega-3 fatty acids are essential, and omega-6 fatty acids are also essential, meaning our body does not make them and we need to eat them.
Isn't one poly and one, isn't omega-6 a poly?
They're both poly.
Oh, okay.
They're both poly, yeah. But the omega-3 is the one that typically we don't have, like the standard American diet or the North American diet usually has a lot of the omega-6, and which is kind of more pro-inflammatory, and less of the omega-3, which is anti-inflammatory.
I see.
So we kind of want to get that balance a bit better. And so that's where these little tips come in now.
Okay. So just to clarify, we've got monounsaturated fats, and then you got polys, which are omega-3 and omega-6 and some other things maybe.
And
then
the fish with DHA and EPA.
Right. Okay. Those are all poly. And then you've got trans fats and what was the other one?
Monounsaturated fat, polyunsaturated fat, and saturated fat.
Oh, saturated. Right.
Yeah.
Which is just like fat, like bacon fat and from animals, right? That's for
You
saturated
got
fat.
it.
Okay.
Mostly from animals. So in our diet, it's from the dairy and from the animal foods. So the meat and chicken, like the poultry, the butter.
Okay.
And an interesting fact, the top 10 sources of fat in the Canadian diet, number 1 is butter, margarine. And number 2 is cooking oils, salad dressings, and mayo. Number 3 is baked goods, breads, cakes, cookies, and pies. Number 4, cold cuts. We did an episode on
processed meat.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's number 4. Number 5 is cheese. Number 6, fresh beef, including ground beef. Number 7, milk. 8, nuts and peanut butter. 9, bacon, sausage, and wieners.
Wieners.
So hot dogs.
Yeah.
So again, that's the processed meats. And number 10 is ice cream. So interesting to look at those top 10 sources because do you remember the MIND diet?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The lifestyle and way of eating that can help reduce your risk of dementia and Alzheimer's by 7 years and by half cut your risk in half. And looking at all of those sources of fat that are the commonly eaten sources. So number 1, butter, margarine is not on the MIND diet. Number 2, cooking oil, salad dressing, and mayo. Olive oil is on the MIND diet.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that's the only type of oil. Number 3, baked goods, breads, cakes, cookies, and pies, not on the MIND diet. 4, cold cuts, not on the MIND diet. 5, cheese, not on the MIND diet.
No, it's not, eh?
No,
Oh,
it's
dang.
about, they suggest 1 to 3 ounces like in a week. So not a lot of cheese.
It's funny because the MIND diet's very Mediterranean based, and when I think of a lot of those cultures over there, cheese is a big part of it.
I know how much you love cheese.
I do love cheese, yeah.
I know, it's hard to take, honey.
Yeah.
So fresh beef, including ground beef, is not on the MIND diet. Chicken is.
Okay.
3 servings a week.
Chicken and fish, I think, are there. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. That fish is not anywhere on the top 10 sources of fat in the Canadian diet. Fish is not in there.
Because not a lot of people eat fish.
Exactly.
Enough to make it to the list.
That's right. Yeah. Number 7, milk. There's no milk on the MIND diet. Nuts and peanut butter. Number 8. So is that on there?
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah,
nuts,
it is.
Nuts and seeds.
Yeah, a handful of nuts, like almost daily. 6 times a week. 9, bacon, sausage, and wieners. Not on the MIND diet. And ice cream, number 10, is not on the MIND diet. So in my opinion, all of those foods that I've said that are very commonly eaten in Canada, they are contributing to a lot of the sources of saturated fat, so the animal fats and the trans fats, and it keeps that balance in the pro-inflammatory state versus the anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. My only question is some of those things that you mentioned, like the olive oil for one, and the nuts and seeds part, those are good oils, aren't they? Like they're healthy, but they are high in, like if you look on the label, it's high in fat. But is that what they're going by, or is it they're categorizing it as an unhealthy product because it's high in fat, even though it's good fat?
What are you talking about?
Like the olive oil, for instance.
Yeah. No, it's included in the MIND diet. It basically says use olive oil in place of butter. And
I just mean on that list. They kind of make it sound like it's a bad thing.
The list of the top sources of fat in the Canadian diet?
Yeah.
No, it's just information.
Oh, it's not saying these are bad?
No, I'm saying that this gives us an idea of the problems we're having in our society with the balance of being like pro-inflammatory compared to anti-inflammatory.
Right. So most of the things on that list are pro-inflammatory, is what you're saying. Yeah,
absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. That's
Okay.
right. Because we want to increase the amount, the ones that I mentioned, most of them are not plant fats, like plant origin.
No, they're saturated fat, right? Like meat
And
and dairy
trans.
sources. Yeah. And
Yeah.
trans fat.
Yeah, exactly. So the plant fats are heart healthier. Okay. They are helpful for our arteries.
Okay.
All fat, any kind of fat, the way, like if it's fat, then it's a concentrated source of calories. So it's like a hip liner. It adds calories, right?
A hip liner.
Yeah. I mean, the saturated fats are like artery liners.
Oh, okay.
And then the all fats, even if it's a plant fat or, if it's like avocado or nuts and seeds, if you're having too much of them, they're like hip liners. You're getting extra calories.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
So mostly. Yeah.
Okay. So just for a breakdown, like people like to know about like protein, fat, carbohydrates.
Mm-hmm.
So fat is very concentrated source of calories. So fat is 9 calories per gram, whereas carbohydrates and protein are both 4 calories per gram.
Okay.
So when you're eating it, you get way more concentration of fat calories,
Right. Gotcha.
So we want to have some healthy plant origin fats and fish for an anti-inflammatory diet, but we want to not have a lot of them, but just as more like almost like a garnish, or like just a sprinkle of seeds and nuts on your salad, or same thing with your oatmeal, or if you use them as your predominant source of calories, then you could throw off the balance.
Right. I see.
Okay, good. So how are we, like, how do you add healthy fats and fiber in your diet through the day to help with, more anti-inflammatory way of eating versus a pro-inflammatory?
I just eat a lot of everything, so I know that I've checked all the boxes.
Okay.
So I'm the wrong person to ask.
Okay.
I'm just teasing, but kind of. I think about it a little bit, but I don't. Like you can kind of get a little obsessive about thinking about, I need to add some added fat to my meal. Am I getting enough protein in this meal? Like I just eat a balanced diet, and I assume that I'm checking all the boxes. And I eat a lot of food, so I'm pretty much guaranteed that I'm checking all the boxes. Some of them probably twice. But yeah, to answer your question, I eat nuts and seeds a lot. I eat avocados because I know that, I like them, and I know that I'm getting healthy fat from that. I eat fish. And we have a couple of sources of fish, and every few days I'll look at that jar of herring in the fridge and go, I haven't had fish in a few days. I'll have some of those as I'm making my lunch, or I'll include them in my lunch or whatever. Sometimes it's a can of whatever kind of canned fish I feel like.
The Mediterranean mackerel.
Oh, that stuff's freaking heaven. It's so good. Yeah.
And we did an episode on, we've done a few episodes on fish, but we did one on farm fish versus wild. And we did talk a little bit about the Mediterranean mackerel, and our listener wanted to know more about the Mediterranean mackerel because I don't know if she could find it in her local store.
Gold seal.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe put a picture on the Facebook page or something if anyone else is looking for it, because that stuff is like a delicacy. It's so tasty.
Yeah.
I also use chia.
Yes.
And I use flax seeds.
Yes.
Both ground. I put them on my cereal, so they're another source.
Did you know 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed can slow the growth of prostate and breast cancer? So it is like people that have more lignans in their bloodstream. So lignans come from the flaxseed. It's the hormonal phytoestrogen in flaxseed. Studies have shown that men that have higher levels in their blood have lower risk of prostate cancer.
Interesting.
Huh. Yeah. So that's one that definitely I suggest, if you can, you should try to aim to have a tablespoon of ground flaxseed in your day somewhere.
Oh, it's easy. You don't even taste it. You just throw it in your cereal and mix it all. It's like you grind it, so it's like powder, and whatever your cereal is. I eat oatmeal, so it mixes right in. But
it's like miracle food. It's so good for you.
And if you're eating cornflakes or something, just throw it in, and it should sort of just blend in there. Yeah,
and that like helps with anti-inflammatory. It's really good. And then hemp hearts or chia seeds, again, similar. They have that healthy fats, and they're plant fat from the seed, and you just need a little bit. So it's not something that you need a ton of, but it can really help repair gut health and be anti-inflammatory. So it is a healthy fat from plant origin, and it can improve your gut, so your skin, your brain, like how you're thinking, just everything, your risk of autoimmune disease. Like, it's just amazing how there's certain foods that are very, you don't need much of them, but they help.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a little sprinkle on your cereal or in your smoothie or even on your salad at lunch. Hemp hearts are really tasty. They're really tiny, but they got a little bit of a crunch, so they're kind of fun to add to salads and that sort of thing. But the other ones, just mix them in.
And I know that flaxseed are fairly inexpensive.
I was gonna say, they're pretty cheap.
Make sure that you grind them before you eat them. Otherwise, they go right through you. You won't get the benefit of the lignans, the healthy fats.
There you go.
Yeah. So that, just gives you an idea of like the beginnings of an anti-inflammatory diet. Oh, one more thing. We've talked many times about having a lot of different color vegetables and fruits. So 30 different plant foods.
In a week?
Right. Including spices and herbs and nuts and seeds and beans and vegetables and fruits. So all the different types of colors will give you different phytochemicals, which are antioxidants, which help with inflammation in the body. It's very important to also remember to do that most days, like to try to have your vegetables at lunch and dinner and some fruit, maybe at breakfast, or even vegetables at breakfast, and then snacks where you can have some fruit in there too.
Excellent advice. Awesome. Well, there you go. There's your tip for the week. Oh, one more.
Well, because we were talking about fats, a good rule of thumb is 6 teaspoons of added fat over the day. So that's like if you are going to have butter or oils or salad dressings or dips or something that's like an added fat, not like food that has hidden fats like yogurt or milk or cheese. We're talking about the oil that you add to make food taste good, or the butter or the dips. So 6 teaspoons of added fat a day. So 2 teaspoons per meal is a good rule of thumb to kind of keep it
on the
in a moderate kind of way.
Moderate it for sure. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that information. If you want more great tips and resources to look into, check out our website. It's mywifethedietitian.com. We've got all sorts of great information there. We also have a free weekly newsletter that you can sign up for on the website with more great tips. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube if you want to visit us there. If you're liking the show, let us know. Leave a comment. You can rate and review the show. That's another great way to give us some feedback on how we're doing here. We just want to make sure that we're checking all those boxes for what people want to know and what they're interested in and curious about. So let us know how we're doing. And you can also share with a friend. If you're enjoying the show, I'm sure your friends would enjoy the show too. So let them know. It helps us out and helps your friend out. So that is it for this episode. We will be back on Wednesday with another episode. That's our Nutrition Nuggets on Wednesday. So until then, have a fantastic week, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes.
We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.